The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hi, folks. Alex Jones here with some important information. I want to tell you about Matt Redhawk and his team of patriots over at My Patriot Supply. Several years ago, Matt was sitting in his two-bedroom apartment, frustrated with the direction this country was headed and the charlatans willing to sell us out for a quick buck. Deciding to take action, a company run by patriots for patriots was born. My Patriot Supply has never taken a loan or accepted outside funding. They now operate 2 distribution facilities and employ over 50 hardworking American men and women. It is rare to find companies who practice what they preach. And that's why I stock my pantry with high-quality storable foods from My Patriot Supply. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/Alex today for special offers on emergency food storage, or call their preparedness specialist at 866-229-0927. That's 866-229-0927. Do business with someone who shares your values. mypatriotsupply.com/Alex. Alex Jones here with a message to fellow freedom lovers. The prognosis for the entire planetary economic system runs from bad to worse. The globalist model is to shut down societies and starve patriots out until they acquiesce to the global takeover. That's why we've assembled the most vital and important preparedness items at InfoWarsShop.com. These are items that I did research on, that I personally use. We've got the Life Straw, so you can turn fetid water into safe water anywhere you go. The K-Tor hand crank generator to charge up key equipment during power outages or out in the field. Strategic Relocation, 3rd edition by Joel Skousen. When Disaster Strikes by Matthew Stein. ThyroSafe, used by Homeland Security to protect yourself during any radiological event. Hand crank shortwave AM/FM radios. Everything that we've researched and found to be the best is available at InfoWarsShop.com, and your purchase makes our InfoWar possible. We're getting prepared. Are you? InfoWarsShop.com. My friends, Alex Jones here to tell you about some of the most important information concerning you and your family's health. Radiation levels have more than doubled in the last 60 years in the Northern Hemisphere from all of the nuclear testing and radiological accidents. Radioactive contamination is now in most of the food supply. There's only 2 ways to avoid this. Move south of the equator or properly protect your thyroid with Nascent Iodine. Looking to protect my family, I've done deep research. Nascent Iodine is the purest, cleanest, absolute best form of iodine to protect yourself and your family. It's made right here in the USA, completely non-GMO. I searched out the best quality and now have developed a double-strength form of Nascent Iodine, exclusively available at InfoWarsLife.com. Nascent Iodine is on record as one of the only safe ways to detox from fluoride poisoning. Survival Shield Nascent Iodine. Secure your super high-quality Nascent Iodine today at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
Crashing through the lies and disinformation. It's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
For the last time, I'm pretty sure what's killing the crops is this Brawndo stuff.
The Brawndo's got what plants crave. It's got electrolytes.
So wait a minute. What you're saying is that you want us to put water on the crops?
Yes.
Water? Like out the toilet?
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be out of the toilet, but yeah, that's the idea.
But Brawndo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
Okay, look. The plants aren't growing, so I'm pretty sure that the Brawndo's not working. Now, I'm no botanist, but I do know that if you put water on plants, they grow.
Oh, well, I've never seen no plants grow out of no toilet.
Yeah, that's good. You sure you ain't the smartest guy in the world?
Yeah.
Okay, look, you want to solve this problem. I want to get my pardon, so why don't we just try it, okay? And not worry about what plants crave.
Brawndo's got what plants crave.
Yeah, it's got electrolytes.
What are electrolytes? Do you even know?
It's what they use to make Brawndo.
Yeah, but why do they use them to make Brawndo?
Because Brawndo's got electrolytes.
President Camacho, 10-time SmackDown champion and porno superstar, and also the President of the United States. That is from Idiocracy, ladies and gentlemen. So we played that because we are joined here by the Food Babe and the great work she's doing, foodbabe.com. And she did not get my comment earlier. We were talking about how they're putting plastic in most of the breads that are at fast food that in other countries you go to prison for because it kills people long term. Well, not even long term. It can make your kidneys fail real quick. Wonder why everybody's kidneys are failing. It doesn't even drink. And she was bringing that up. So I thought I would just show from Idiocracy, Mike Judge's film, come true. As Mike said, he thought back in 2007 when this came out that it would take 200 years to get like this and not 5 years, 6 years. But here we are. And, it's like, it's weird to go, yeah, it's grass-fed beef. People go, that's kind of weird. That's like saying water, fed plants or something instead of Brawndo, a.k.a. Gatorade. It just shows how crazy this is. They go, well, George Washington Carver, why he spliced different forms of squash or different peanuts. That's normal. The ancients always did that. And sometimes they splice plants and it didn't go well. We're talking about insect genes, bacteria, viruses, pharmacological crops, stuff that kills bugs when they eat it. A lot of these Monsanto, I've almost said crops, you've got to plant a, quote, quote, refuge crop for the bugs, or it kills all the bugs that are involved, like the honeybees, and then they will eat that and not go over to the Monsanto crop. In fact, I saw a Washington Post headline 2 years ago that we made a big deal about on there because it was a big deal. It was like, farmers not following GMO planting rules and planting refuge crops for the plants and animals, and it's killing the plants and animals. It's only supposed to kill you. But it's got the electrolytes plants crave. So, Ms. Hari, what's your take on that?
Well, the thing that really energizes me around why to avoid GMOs and why I don't choose any type of, high yield GMO cropped like corn or soy or canola, zucchini or papaya or soybean is because, of the mere fact that they're injecting a pesticide within the seed, a pesticide, a chemical, a poison inside a seed so that when a bug eats it, their stomach explodes. And I can't even imagine what happens to my stomach or what in the insides of me when I eat this.
And now we see leaky gut, Crohn's, irritable bowel, all of these disorders going straight up like a rocket. But it doesn't matter because Brawndow's got what plants crave, electrolytes. I ain't never seen no plant grow out of a toilet.
I haven't either.
No, I mean, how do you deal with... Look, this was obviously a conspiracy against America. We're the dumping ground for this. The public doesn't know what planet they're on. I mean, we're in trouble. So what are some of the really evil things they're doing right now as you track this daily? And then how are we countering it? What are ways to fight back against this? And actually explain to them that plants do need water.
Right. So, the best thing that anybody can do is really understand where their food comes from. And what they need to do is not only look at the package and the ingredients and understand what's in the package, but they also need to know where they're getting their fruits and vegetables and if they've been genetically engineered and if they have, pesticides, toxic pesticides sprayed on them, synthetic chemicals. And then they need to take that back. And then they need to get really energized around the fact that every time they go buy something or eat something, that sends a message about how this world is going to be. And then they also need to rise up like our other citizens across the globe and tell these food companies, we won't be buying this food anymore. We're going to reject your GMOs, Monsanto. We're going to reject your Coca-Cola and Pepsi. We're going to reject your Frito chips.
And by the way, the rest of the world's already pretty much rejected it, so it's not like we can't do it.
Yeah, no, we absolutely can do it. All we have to do is stop buying it. That's all we have to do. And I'll give you an empirical example. I started a petition last year against Kraft macaroni and cheese because this is a product that thousands and millions of kids across the world are eating, as some of their first foods. And one of the chemicals within that was petroleum-based food dyes that have been linked to hyperactivity in children, asthma, allergies. They've been contaminated with carcinogens, things that cause cancer.
You mean the kids aren't supposed to eat oil derivatives in their food? But I mean, that's what they crave.
Yeah, they totally.
I mean, yeah. I go to the oil well all the time and stick a straw in and drink it. I mean, it's good. Eh?
It's absolutely ludicrous. I mean, just, hearing you say that, I mean, it should really be really clear to people that children, human beings, should not be eating petroleum-based dyes that have, are created in this terrible fashion that they become, contaminated with all of these cancer-causing additives, and not to mention totally screw with their head, cause ADHD, autism, etc. All of the increases.
But they got Ritalin and Adderall the kids' brains crave to take care of that problem. Hey.
Yeah, it is absolutely crazy. So, I started a petition against Kraft because I found out that they, again, took these ingredients out overseas, but not for us here in North America. And what I tell you is that widespread campaign, the 350,000 people that signed that petition, along with all of the people who I call the Food Babe Army, who take care of themselves, but they also take care of everybody else too, because they're willing to go to Kraft's Facebook page and their Twitter account and call the headquarters and meet me at the headquarters when I deliver the petitions to show that we really care about our food and them, these big major corporations cleaning up their food. But when Kraft wouldn't make the change, when they barely even let me into the headquarters, people knew they needed to stop buying this company. So not only did they boycott Kraft mac and cheese, they started boycotting Crackle Barrel and all their other cheese products and all the other kind of crazy stuff that they sell, like Lunchables, which are basically, complete poison in a box.
Oh, but wait a minute. My children were going to a private school 2 years ago until we got sent home because they're accredited, the Michelle Obama pamphlet, and she recommended Lunchables. So she's recommending Subway with the plastic emulsifier that's so good for liver failure and kidney failure, and she's recommending Lunchables.
No.
What's wrong with that?
She can't do that.
She loves me.
Alex, let me just tell you about a story. I had the chance to meet Michelle Obama in 2008. I was a delegate at the National Convention. And actually, in 2012, I was so fed up with the food policies, I actually stood up in front of the Secretary of Agriculture, Tom Vilsack, and protested for GMO labeling.
I remember that. We should have gotten you on earlier.
Yeah, for all of the citizens across the United States, because this is one of the big injustices of the world. But back in 2008, when I met her, we had the opportunity to talk and really connect on a really small scale. It was a really small school. It was a small crowd. We really got to talk. And she actually convinced me not to go to law school. She told me whatever I was doing, that I was doing a good job and that I shouldn't take on additional loans to pay for law school. Well, what I found out is that she was actually right, because I realized I didn't have to become a lawyer to tell the truth. And so I started doing that on my blog, foodbabe.com. And I hope that, possibly this message might get to her and it'll be a reason for her to reach out to me. But, I think, if she were to look at what she's just endorsed with Subway, these sandwiches for kids, and saying that they're healthy and that parents can feel good about giving them these ingredients, I think she really needs to realize that she's been duped along with millions of other people, and that she can have a course correction here. She has the opportunity to sign my petition to remove artificial azo dicarbonamide from Subway's bread, and then she can use her power and her influence to really clean up the food system. And I'd like to, keep this invitation open for Michelle Obama to see if she'll reach out to me and we can talk about this issue. We can talk about how this terrible ingredient that she's now promoting as part of her major Let's Move campaign is linked to asthma and allergies and exacerbates issues within people who are sensitive to these dyes. But, they say there's certain people sensitive to all of these different ingredients. I think that's bullshit. Everybody is sensitive to some degree, because we're not supposed to be eating these chemically derived ingredients that are made from plastics and other, laboratory chemicals.
Well, I think it's Bravo Sierra as well. So you've talked to the Secretary of Agriculture. We actually have Obama's Secretary of Education, a clip here. The problem is he doesn't understand how bad GMO is because he was raised on it. Let's play that clip right now.
The Secretary of Defense. Huh? And fun bags over there is the Attorney General.
Hi. And that's Secretary of Education.
It's kind of stupid. Police President Camacho's stepbrother still does a pretty good job, eh?
Mm. I think there's been some kind of mistake, because the test I took was real easy. I am not the smartest guy in the world. Okay?
That's another clip from Idiocracy where the Secretary of Education is looking